Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah. Peace be with you. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. La hawla wa la quwwata illa billah al-Nabiyyi al-Azim. Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen. Wa sallallahu ala Sayyidina wa Nabiyyina Abul Qasim Mustafa Muhammad. Wa alihi at-tayyibin at-tahirin. وصحبه المنتجبين. السلام على الحسين وعلى علي بن الحسين وعلى أولاد الحسين وعلى أصحاب الحسين. I first like to thank all of you for taking time to be part of this procession and to show your love and dedication to the message of Imam Husayn alayhi salam. May Allah accept from all of you in the most generous way, and may inshallah Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala put you in the list of the visitors of Allah in this Arbaeen inshallah. What I would like to share with you and with our friends from non-Islamic background is a quick review of what Imam Husayn alayhi salam did and what we think humanity can get as lessons for this time and future from this message. First of all, we know that God the Almighty has a special plan for humanity. Right from the beginning of the creation of humanity, God has wanted humanity to live with honor and dignity. God says, لَقَدْ كَرَّمْنَا بَنِي آدَمَ. We have honored all children of Adam. Honor and dignity is what every human being deserves, and there is nothing more important than being able to have an honorable and dignified life. When there were divisions and conflicts, God sent prophets and messengers to show us the path towards unity, peace, justice, solidarity, and to be able to have honorable life together. Unfortunately, in the course of history, we human beings have been going through different stages and phases of conflict and division after being united for some time. So we get united, then we get divided. This is an ongoing process. Even the Quran tells us that the prophets who came and brought unifying message, their followers after a while they were divided, and then God sent a new prophet to stress again on unifying factors. Abraham, who is a key figure in history of mankind, who is the meeting point between Christianity and Islam and Judaism, has a special role to play in the plan of God for humanity. He is the one that, to the best possible way, demonstrated the significance of the unity of God and also being a caring and loving father, a patriarch for all. A man who was very hospitable, a man who had concern for everyone, a man who was chosen by God as his friend, as his Khalil. وَاتَّخَذَ اللَّهُ إِبْرَاهِيمَ خَلِيلًا. And then we have, through children of Abraham, all the prophets and messengers afterward. We have through Isaac all the Israelite prophets, and finally we have Jesus, the Christ, and through Ishmael we have the Prophet Muhammad and Imams, including Imam Husayn. In Bible, in Genesis, in chapter 17, verse 20, and some other chapters of the same book of Genesis, God refers to his plan of giving a great nation to Abraham through Ishmael and Hagar. And in chapter 17, verse 20, God said to Abraham that through Ishmael he is going to give a very large nation, and there would be 12 rulers in that nation. That nation is the nation of Islam, and that is a branch of Abrahamic family, which is today already more than half population of the world. But unfortunately, in a very critical time, soon after the demise of the Prophet Muhammad, who was the last prophet and who brought the message of peace and love, as the Quran says, نُنَزِّلُ مِنَ الْقُرْآنِ مَا هُوَ شِفَاءٌ وَرَحْمَةٌ. Some people took power that they were far from this message. They claimed the name of the caliphs or successors to the Prophet, but they had no interest in Islam. In their personal and social and political life, there was no spirit of Islam. And therefore, the separation started in the Islamic community between power and real religion, between state and religion. And Imam Husayn alayhi salam, who was not happy and pleased to be part of this, he just kept separate. For 10 years he lived at the time of the reign of Muawiyah. There was a peace treaty made already by his brother Imam Husayn, and they tried not to be associated anyway to that so-called Islamic caliphate or Islamic state. But what happened was, when Muawiyah was going to die, he asked everyone to pay allegiance to his son Yazid, that who was by any standard a corrupt person, an immoral person. No one could see of Yazid as even an ordinary Muslim, let alone to be the leader of Muslim community. And the problem started when Yazid wanted to force the grandson of the Prophet, the progeny of Abraham and Ishmael and Prophet Muhammad, to pay allegiance to him and to accept his legitimacy. And this is when Imam gave us a lesson for all history. You can be silent, but not when dignity and honor of humanity is questioned. You can avoid violence even if you are going to lose your legitimate power. If other people who are not legitimate are taking over the power and the successorship to the Prophet, still you can let them carry on because you want unity and peace. But when they want you to become part and parcel of their corrupt and unjust system and use you to give legitimacy to their corrupt actions, then this is not what you can tolerate. So I think the way Imam Husayn proved by sacrificing his life and life of dear companions and family members, 72 men, and Imam Husayn gave their life bravely, but they refused to endorse the unjust system and the unjust caliph. And this gives us a lesson that the best we have from God, which is even more valuable than our life, is our honor and dignity. Imam Husayn alayhi salam said, life is very important, but life under the flag of the unjust people, life without dignity, life with being humiliated is not worth living. So I think this is a message that we have to take from Imam Husayn, and a message that more and more will be relevant to humanity, and that is to call for honor and dignity for all children of Adam, from east to the west, from north to the south. Men, women, children, all should be able to have dignified and honorable life, and they should be able to be free and decide for themselves what type of life they want to have. I hope God the Almighty enable us to learn in a deeper way the message of Imam Husayn and share it with all humanity. And I would like to say that Imam Husayn is the icon of justice and dignity and a role model for humanity. May God be with you. وآخر دعوانا أن الحمد لله رب العالمين.